Have you ever felt unseen, unappreciated, as if your efforts go unnoticed? It is in these moments of doubt that we must turn inward, rather than seeking validation from the outside world. The Buddha taught, "Do not seek recognition, for the lotus blooms not because it desires praise, but because it is its nature to do so." When we depend on others to affirm our worth, we place our peace in their hands. But true inner strength comes from within, from the stillness that does not waver, from the wisdom that sees beyond temporary emotions. Let's begin with the first lesson: mastering the art of non-reaction. Have you ever had the strength to remain still when someone expected you to react? This is not weakness. This is wisdom. The ability to remain unmoved in the face of provocation is the mark of one who has mastered themselves. Picture a meeting where someone makes a sarcastic remark about your work. The mind's instinct may be to retaliate, to defend, to prove yourself. But what if instead you paused? What if, rather than fueling the fire, you let it burn out on its own? Imagine another scenario. Someone deliberately seeks to test your patience. They push, they provoke, and they try to stir a reaction. But instead of raising your voice, you remain calm. You smile. You breathe. You detach. And in that moment you free yourself. Because the one who controls their reaction is the one who holds the power. The Buddha taught, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. When we react impulsively, we act not from wisdom, but from attachment. But when we pause, when we give ourselves the space to breathe, we see clearly. Ask yourself, who am I trying to prove myself to? And why? What others say or do is a reflection of their own mind, not yours. When you master non-reaction, you break free from the cycle of conflict. You walk away not only with dignity but with peace. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember, the power is yours. Use that moment to breathe. Use that moment to choose. And you will find that in choosing stillness, you gain more respect, not just from others but from yourself. The second lesson: silence is your greatest ally. Silence is not a weakness. Silence is not avoidance. Silence is wisdom in action. A person who speaks endlessly, defending themselves, explaining themselves, justifying their actions, this person has given their power away. But the one who remains quiet, who does not feel the need to respond to every insult or every challenge, this person possesses true strength. The Buddha once asked, if someone offers you a gift, but you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong? The same is true of words, of judgments, of insults. If someone speaks harshly, but you do not receive their words, then the burden of those words remains with them, not with you. Let others say what they will. Let them judge as they wish. Your peace is your own, and no one can take it unless you give it away. Lesson 3. True independence is not about isolation, but about self-mastery. To be independent does not mean to walk alone. It means to walk with clarity. It means to live free from the expectations of others. So often we doubt ourselves because we seek approval. We want to be accepted, admired, validated. But when we turn inward, when we cultivate self-awareness, we realize that nothing outside of us can complete us. True independence is the ability to stand firm in who you are, without needing validation, without seeking permission. And something remarkable happens when you embrace this mindset. People begin to respect you, not because you demand it, but because you embody it. You move through life with quiet confidence. You do not chase. You do not seek. And in doing so, you attract. Because strength is not loud. strength is felt. When the mind is scattered, chasing after distractions, the true purpose is lost. But when you turn your focus inward on what truly matters, you begin to live with intention. The Buddha taught, like an archer adjusting his aim, the wise person sharpens their focus, letting go of distractions and aligning with their purpose. In life, there will always be noise. People's opinions, external expectations, fleeting temptations. But when you discipline your mind, when you choose mindfulness over impulse, you move with clarity, unaffected by what does not serve your path. To walk this path, you must learn to release what is unnecessary. Ask yourself, is this action bringing me closer to peace, or further into distraction? Many hold on to things not because they need them but because they fear letting go. But the Buddha reminds us that clinging only creates suffering. When you free yourself from attachments that do not nourish your spirit, you create space for wisdom to enter. This act of release sends a powerful message, not just to the world but to yourself. I know what I seek, and I will not be swayed. But clarity is not just about what you remove. It is about what you nurture. Like a gardener tending to his plants, you must carefully choose where to direct your energy. If you waste time on trivial things, on worries that do not belong to you, you scatter your strength. But when you prioritize only what is essential, your mind becomes sharp, your actions become deliberate, and your life becomes a reflection of your highest wisdom. This is how true mastery is built, not through force but through conscious refinement. Fifth lesson, time is your greatest teacher. Every moment carries the potential for growth, if only we are present enough to receive its wisdom. A tree does not rush to grow. It moves with patience, rooted deeply, unshaken by the seasons. And yet, with time it becomes strong, unmovable. The same is true for the one who understands the power of time. Too often people underestimate time. They either rush, make careless decisions, or hesitate, letting opportunities pass by. But wisdom lies in balance, knowing when to act and when to wait. The Buddha taught, patience is not passive. It is the highest form of action. When you make decisions in haste, without clarity, you may later find regret waiting at the end of your path. But if you hesitate too long, fear may paralyze you, preventing you from stepping forward at all. True wisdom is knowing when to act and when to be still. There will be those who do not understand this way of being. They may question your patience, mistaking it for hesitation. But in time they will see that your actions are not random, they are guided by awareness. Sixth lesson, set clear boundaries, not to control others, but to protect your own peace. Just as a road has signs and speed limits to maintain order, your life must have boundaries to ensure harmony. A person without boundaries is like a boat without a rudder, tossed around by the expectations and demands of others. But when you establish your limits, what you will accept, what you will walk away from, you create a space in which you can thrive. Boundaries do not isolate you. They define you. They tell the world, this is where I stand. This is what I value. And I will not compromise my peace for what does not serve me. Those who respect themselves set boundaries with clarity and without fear. And in doing so, they invite respect from others, not by demanding it, but by embodying it. Seventh lesson. Brutal honesty is a tool of transformation. Honesty is not just about speaking the truth. It is about living in alignment with it. It is about refusing to hide behind excuses, refusing to soften the truth for comfort. The Buddha taught, the wise do not deceive themselves, for self-deception is the greatest illusion of all. To be brutally honest is to accept responsibility. not just for your successes but for your mistakes. It is to look at yourself without distortion, without ego. Many try to avoid accountability, justifying their mistakes and hiding their flaws. But a wise person stands firm and says, "Yes, this was my doing, and I will make it right." This kind of honesty disarms critics, commands respect, and builds integrity. People admire those who do not seek to hide, but instead seek to improve. And in doing so, they earn the highest form of respect, the respect that comes not from power or status, but from authenticity. The Buddha taught, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." Mastering your emotions, protecting your energy, and living with integrity. These are not just practices. They are the foundation of a life lived with wisdom and purpose. When you cultivate these habits, you do not need to demand respect. It flows naturally toward you. You do not need to chase validation. Your presence alone commands admiration. True strength is not about control over others. It is about mastery over yourself. The more you align with wisdom, the more unshakable you become. Take this wisdom with you. If this message resonated with you, let it be a reminder that your path is yours to walk. Each day is an opportunity to grow, to refine, to step closer to your highest self. And if you found value in this, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who may need this wisdom today. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next lesson on mastering the mind and living with purpose. Leave a comment below. Which of these lessons spoke to you the most? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for walking this path with me. Keep striving, keep growing, and may your journey be filled with wisdom and peace. See you in the next video.